Again, here's a preview of where we're going with the blog archive template design. In this video, I'll refer to it as either the blog listing page or the blog archive page. It's the same thing. Archive is just a proper WordPress technical term for it. Now, I've already added a few quick dummy blog posts in WordPress for now, just so we have some actual blog posts to display when we're designing the template. Each post, nothing but a title, some dummy fake text, and a featured image. Notice no categories for now. We can add those later if we need them. Also, up in the Screen Options tab, I enable the excerpt field. That's usually hidden by default. Now, I added a quick excerpt of each post in the excerpt field. That's down at the bottom. These are little summaries of each post that appear on the blog listing page. I always recommend using the excerpt field for this if you can. It means you can precisely control the content of the blog summaries. Along with the headline, summaries make the difference between someone choosing to click through to read a post or not. So if you don't do this, then you just get the first few words of the post itself, which often doesn't really make for a very compelling summary. Okay, that will all do for our purposes for now. Let's first have a look at how these look with our themes blog archive template. I haven't tweaked any of the themes customizer controls for the blog archive. I'm sure we could do a lot to make these look better, but we've got design freedom with Elementor, so let's do that now. Just like when we built the header and footer, the first job is to create the blank template for our blog archive. So we come to Elementor My Templates and the template library. We want to make an archive template, so that is under Archive. I'll add a new archive, give it a name. I'll call it Blog Listing. It's just for our own reference, and create template. Now we're given the chance here to choose from a set of pre-built templates, blocks, pre-designed by Elementor. Lots of nice designs to choose from. Now there's no right or wrong way to do this, but I'm going to go with this one. I like how it gives us a sidebar, great for callouts and adverts for our lead magnets, and also it looks like it has something similar to our thin header that we built in our last lesson. Maybe we can use it. So I'll click Insert. Now it asks us if we want to import document settings. I'll say yes. So let's see what Elementor's pre-built design gives us. Now this strip across the top isn't bad. I'd like to use the thin header that I built in the last lesson though, the one with the icon over to the right. I already saved that section into my template library. Now the quickest way to add that is to click the plus here to add our template. So I will add template, then into my templates, and it's here. I called it subpage thin header. Insert, now that's much better. I'll change the H1 headline to blog. And now I'll just delete that Elementor section, we don't need it anymore. Let's preview quickly. It already looks much better. We'll come back again. Now to the list of blog posts. These are all being pulled in by the Archive Posts widget. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to delete that entire widget and start again, just so that you can see how it's done from scratch. Now the Archive Posts widget is under the Theme Builder elements in the sidebar, and that pulls in the posts from our blog. Let's try using the card skin. And we want one column of posts, not three. Oops, actually, I quite like 2 columns. Well, let's leave it at that for now. We can always tweak it later. I think 2 columns looks really good, actually. Yes, to show the featured image. Image size, let's just have the medium large version that WordPress creates automatically when we upload images. I don't think we'll need these wider than 768 pixels in this layout. I'll tweak the image ratio a bit. Yes to the blog title. HTML tag for the title. Well, our headline here is H1. So next in line is H2. If we leave this at H3, we'll have skipped a heading level at the H2, which isn't a good idea. Excerpt length is fine. I think if you use the excerpt field like we did, you get the full thing anyway. I'll delete comments, but keep the date. Read more is fine. And the badge is the bit over the image that shows the category. No need for that. There's no need for the author avatar, I think. I'll remove that. Pagination. Let's have 10 posts per page before it gives us the pagination numbers. Okay, into style. I'm happy with the columns and rows there. They're fine. The cards, I'm pretty much always okay with these styles. I'm just not too keen on the shadow, this box shadow. We don't use shadow anywhere else on the site. I'll turn that off. We still need something to show the boundaries of these cards. I could add a border. Let's try that. So I'll set the color and the width. I'm not overly keen on that either. Actually, let's try something. I'll remove that border. What about if on the entire section, I add a bit of a background color? Let's try it. So in the section, I'll come to section and style. I'll choose a color. It can be the dark gray. but I'll make it more transparent, which basically just adds more of the white background into it. It lightens it. I really like that. Let's preview. Now we've got a background color we could do with a bit of space inside the section just to push the contents in a bit. It looks a bit cramped at the top. Now space inside is padding, so in the section I'll add about 40 pixels top and probably bottom too, I'll guess. Oh, that's better. Oh, and notice that the section doesn't have our regular 30 pixels left and right padding. Remember, we've added that to every one of our sections so far, mostly just to give some breathing room at the sides on smaller screens. I'm not overly keen on the difference in these column gaps. The gaps between each column of posts is different to the gap between this main column and the sidebar. I'd like those the same for consistency. Now, I like the gap between the posts here, I think that's fine. So I'll make the sidebar column the same gap. So in the sidebar column settings, go into advanced, and there it is. Margin left, 40 pixels. That's where that gap's coming from. I'll set that to 30 pixels. That's perfect. Now notice the padding inside the sidebar is also 30 pixels, and that's brilliant. It all aligns and matches nicely. Back to styling the archive post widget then. Into style. Now where were we? Oh yes, in card. These are all okay, that's fine. Nice gradient, hover effect. I'll keep that. Image spacing is good. That's the space under the image. 20 seems fine. Content. I prefer the title, our normal headline colour. This is all a bit of a sea of green here. So in colour, I'll choose the dark colour that's in our header. Spacing, set that to 20 to match the image. Actually, that's a bit too much. I think maybe 15 looks better. It's probably got something to do with the line height of the text, adding a bit more space of its own as well. The rest of the typography looks great to me. All right, quick look at the sidebar. I'm going to remove the social icons here. These are supposed to be links to the client's social channels. Oh, this sort of thing really bugs me. Why on earth would you put direct invitations away from your site? I mean, sure, put them in the footer out of the way. If somebody wants to find your social channels, they're there, they can find them. But putting them somewhere really prominent like this is crazy. You want people coming to your site and staying on your site. Rant over. Okay, so that widget is getting deleted. And these most popular posts aren't really necessary either, at least not yet. So away they go as well, delete. So what will go in the sidebar? Well, certainly as time goes on and the blog content grows, you'd want a few links to maybe 5 of your most important posts, the ones that you really want people to read because they're a crucial part of the funnel. And we definitely will want an advert or call out to our main lead magnet landing page here as well. This is a prime place for that sort of thing, among many other places on the site as well, which we'll cover. But in the absence of those things for now, how about something that introduces the company to first-time visitors seeing this page? Well, here's one I made earlier. This is just an image widget, a heading widget, and a text widget. But this green box around it is actually a columns widget. So I dragged it into the sidebar, dragged the columns widget into the sidebar. I deleted one of the columns because the columns widget comes with 2 columns by default. And I also set columns gap to no gap in the column widgets section settings. Actually, the columns widget comes with its own section. I then gave the column a green background color. And then I just added a little bit of padding to the left and right of the heading and the text so that they're kind of pushed in a bit, so they're not squashed to the edge of the green box. If I'd added that padding to the column instead, which is the first thing I tried, that actually pushed the image in as well. And I actually wanted the image to flush, sit flush to the edges. So adding the padding to the heading and the text achieves that goal. This is actually just a button widget, and I set that to be full width. Sounds more complicated than it is. It's not, I promise. It was really easy. Okay, let's preview that. Excellent. Actually, at the bottom here, we have a white gap. And the division between this main content and this call to action in the footer is a bit weak. I think we need more contrast between the two. So first, I'll add in a testimonial under all the posts. I mean, that will be great for now. Later, we can replace it with an advert for a lead magnet, for example. We're back to the editor. So add template into my templates, and I'll insert the testimonial that we saved earlier. And preview that. That's better already. Now just to deal with the white gap. I think that's coming from the section holding all the posts on the sidebar. So back again, into that section settings, And yep, there's a 40 pixel bottom margin pushing everything down, creating that white gap. But let's just scroll back down again. And then I'll zero that margin. And that's it. All right, let's preview again. Of course, I need to check mobile and responsive too, but for now, that's all good for this particular lesson. So publish. The display rule will be all archives. That's great for now. That means this design will be used for the main blog listing, the category listings, all that sort of thing. All good. So I'll just publish. Now the moment of truth. Let's see what this looks like on our actual blog archive page. So back over to that and refresh the page. And yeah, this looks good.